After reunion, Patricia Richardson totally exposes Tim Allen. I thought the story of Tim Allen and Patricia Richardson ended when Home Improvement ended. Then I saw them together again, decades later, and suddenly the old story looked very different. Because Patricia didn't simply walk away from a hit sitcom. She walked away from $25 million. And what happened between her and Tim Allen afterward is a lot more complicated than the headlines ever made it sound. The reunion that caught my attention happened years after the Taylor family disappeared from television. Richardson and Allen were standing together again, joking about tools, trading that familiar rhythm they had developed over hundreds of episodes. For a second, it felt like no time had passed. But I couldn't stop thinking about one question. If they really had that kind of chemistry, why did Patricia Richardson become so determined to leave? The answer goes back long before Disney put a huge number on the table. By the time Home Improvement became a television giant, Patricia was already a mother of 3. And that matters, because while millions of Americans were watching Jill Taylor take care of her family, Richardson was trying to do the same thing off camera. Her twins had actually been given a room on the set when the show began, with cribs nearby. She would leave scenes to check on them, then return when production needed her. I don't know how anyone does that for years. And the hours kept piling up. Tim Allen's career was exploding at the same time. Movies, books, television, his name was becoming a brand. Patricia's world was different. She was trying to protect whatever time remained for her children. And eventually, that difference became impossible to ignore. What's interesting is that Patricia didn't hate working with Tim. Quite the opposite. When she first met him, she reportedly liked him immediately, and their chemistry became one of the reasons Home Improvement worked. Tim played the loud, confident husband who believed every problem could be solved with more power. Patricia played Jill, who wasn't afraid to look at him and basically say, "You're making this worse." That balance was everything. Tim brought the comedy. Patricia brought the acting experience that gave the comedy somewhere to land, and she fought to make Jill feel like a real woman instead of a sitcom wife who existed only to react to Tim. She wanted Jill to have opinions, a career, mistakes, ambition, and sometimes she wanted Jill to be wrong. That made the marriage on screen feel surprisingly believable. But here's where things get uncomfortable. Patricia's real marriage was falling apart. Her 13-year marriage to actor Ray Baker ended in 1995. At home, she was dealing with custody and 3 children. At work, she was spending enormous amounts of time inside a fictional family. Imagine that contradiction. You spend your day playing a mother who always seems to have time for her children, then you leave the set knowing your own kids are growing up while you're working. That eventually changes the meaning of money. By 1998, Richardson had already made up her mind. She reportedly told people that there wasn't enough money in the world to convince her to do a 9th season, and this was before Disney made its enormous offer. That's the part I think gets lost. The $25 million didn't make her decide to leave. She had already decided. Then Disney came knocking. Tim Allen was offered about $2 million per episode for a 25-episode 9th season. $50 million. Patricia was offered half that. $25 million. Most people hear that number and immediately think, how could anyone turn that down? But Richardson understood something the headline didn't. The money wasn't buying a few more episodes. It was buying another year of her life, another year of missed dinners, another year of school events, another year of illnesses and ordinary moments she couldn't get back. So Patricia did something pretty clever. She asked for Tim Allen's terms. $2 million per episode, and an executive producer credit. She knew Disney would probably say no, and they did. That was exactly what she wanted.